And we are live. We're live in the Moose. Hi, folks. Thanks for joining us. You're with me, Rob Allen, for the Monday Night Medicine Show. And we have Fraser Anderson. You can wave and say hello, Fraser, would you?
Hi.
Fraser and I have been hanging for a couple of days now. We've been. He launched his new album, which I think we've got a copy of it. That was last night in the Fringe, Bristol Fringe, beautiful venue. We'll talk about that. Talk about the new album. We'll hear a song or three maybe from the new album, and we'll be talking about the London Film Festival as well. So I won't give away why we're talking about that just yet. We're also got, it is a big reveal show. I have a personal announcement to make with regards to the future of the medicine show, and hoping to gain your support with an idea which is going live this week. Should we give them? No, we'll keep them one in there, as they say in Friday.
Are you not in shot? Are you just hiding?
I am the voice in the background, the disembodied voice of the medicine show. So it's all about you, Fraser. And I usually, I mean, we're old friends. We'll talk about all of that. We'll probably have a laugh and recount some of the old tales of the road and everything that we've done
You
together.
Still got the miner's lamp on?
It is, yeah. Sorry. Is that better?
That's much better, yeah.
and we can still see you. So thanks for joining us, guys. We're here in the Medicine Show Radio Miss Mobile on iMTV. Would you give us a song by way of introduction?
Ooh. Sure.
And then, is it from the new album?
No,
Fraser?
this is a new song.
Okay,
it's for the next album.
All right, okay.
It's called Davy Shank's Mum.
Nice story with it as well, isn't there?
So it's each verse is a memory from my past, and one of the chapters is about Davy Shanks' mum. And Davy Shanks was a friend of mine at school, and we went to the BBs together, which was.
Is this Perth?
This was Roslyn, just outside Edinburgh.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and some nights his mum would come and there was about 3 or 4 of us, and we would all walk home together.
Mm-hmm.
We were like 9.
I was there not long ago. There's a great little Portuguese delicatessen there now. Did you know that?
In Roslyn?
Yeah.
Is there?
You can get Portuguese cakes and tarts and all the beef and wine is great in there as well. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Just opened up recently.
I didn't know that. And where was I?
Oh yeah.
And yeah, she was.
Davy
we
Shanks'
just
mum.
had these conversations, and it was the first time I could remember a grown up
Yeah.
speaking to me as if I was like worth speaking to.
Yeah.
as if I was like what I had to say had something that was worth hearing.
So seminal.
Yeah.
Seminal in the childhood of Fraser Anderson. Thank you, Fraser. What's Davy Shanks' mum?
Yep.
Please.
Once when I was younger, must have been maybe only 5, I heard this bird singing in the silver birch outside. I jumped up to my window, but all that I could see, a branch was left just swinging like a swinging branch might be. And the time I saw the water filling up the old man's well, they gathered all around until someone pushed me and I fell. But soon there was a hand to hold, hand to pull me clear. I could hear them laugh at me as I walked away from there. In the cold of the winter, on the mountain with my dad, we met this guy who was talking about the future he might have, and he asked me, said, have you ever seen someone, after they were gone? But then he showed us in the morning how our souls don't stay for long. Ooh. One night after Boys Brigade, and by this time I was 9, I had a conversation that completely blew my mind. It was with old Davy Shanks' mum while she would walk us home. And some nights I just wished it could go on and on and on and on and on. Ooh. Now with so many years have passed, just like movies in my mind. Some I carry with me, and some I've left behind. And sometimes I might ride the highs and then fight against the lows. Do you remember when you told me that that's just the way it goes?
Beautiful. And that's where the audience start clapping, eh?
Ooh,
no, it isn't. That's the false ending, isn't it? That's the rock and roll ending, isn't it?
I don't know if I should end it on the chorus. I'm not decided. It's quite nice leaving it hanging on that.
Yeah, it works to the live audience. I don't know about radio, maybe, or television. Fraser Anderson, here in the Moose. Lovely to have you with us, Fraser.
Have we got less viewers? Can we see, like, is anybody...
we can see where they're viewing from. There's people dipping in at the moment, all the time there. There's not so many at the moment, but it usually tots up over the week. People find it and watch it at their own leisure as well. So we'll just carry on regardless.
Very cool little setup.
It's a good setup, eh? So we have this thing down here, Fraser. I want to talk about this. But before we do, I think I'll give away the I'll give away the big announcement.
All right.
So I need a little graphic for that, so if I can find it. Okay, so the Medicine Show is on the road, trying to help independent artists like Fraser and independent venues like it was a nice venue last night, eh?
Gorgeous, wasn't it?
Yeah, people were really friendly.
Yeah.
Nice little collection, about 50 folks,
Mm-hmm.
every ticket. So people on
Tiny wee
stools.
room, but
So no,
gorgeous.
it wasn't compact and bijou. It was lovely. It was at the Fringe, Bristol Fringe, up near the suspension bridge. It was a lovely part of the town as well. So we do our best to support independent-minded musicians, anybody trying to put on an independent show, as well as anybody, community venues like that, community festivals, and I've been, those that follow what we do have seen us all the way around Ireland this year, and we have the Moose, American Moose in Canada as well, and we'll be catching up with that at some point. So my idea now is to expand that and do these broadcasts more as professionally as we possibly can. For that, I am in need of some financial support, just simple as that, really, with the idea of building a mobile studio in I've been speaking to people all over that are going to help me with this anyway, if we get the cash to do it, a mobile studio in Airstream caravan, a replica of the one that Ronnie Lane had in the 70s. Now, the only musician that I have an actual photo of here in the Moose is Ronnie Lane. He was of the Small Faces originally, and then was the consciousness of the Faces before he gave up on the music industry and just decided he wanted to be a traveling musician with a circus, and he cut himself off from the industry altogether. Let's get rid of that. And even to the point where he got his own recording studio in a Airstream camper van. Now this is the 70s, so it's cutting edge. He did this, and then the Rolling Stones copied what he was doing. Yeah. So I got wind. I mean, it's a long story. Basically, I wanted to build a replica of Ronnie's mobile studio and fill it with state-of-the-art digital television equipment, so we can take that. Say we're in Bristol, we can take that and install it, and invite all the musicians in to do videos and live streams, and travel around the same way as we do in the van, but have a mobile base. So if folks have got a festival going and want an extra stage, it will convert down into a stage as well. It's all perfectly feasible. Everybody says that they can build this thing. We just need to get the money, and it is a reasonably large sum of money, which is about 30 grand. But if you break it down to the fact that we have 30,000 followers on iMTV across 20 networks that we're broadcasting to at this very moment, although we've got less than that watching, but at this very moment there's 30,000 people that are aware at least of this station. It's a pound. It's only a pound.
I'll put a fiver in.
You're going to put a fiver in? Well,
Well,
that means that 4 people don't have to put a pound in.
So
Yeah,
the Small Faces became the Faces.
They did, yeah.
Was that just because they like grew up a bit? And
No, well,
the Faces were
what
bigger?
happened was Ronnie was the consciousness of the band, the Small Faces. He wrote the songs and everything as well. But Stevie Marriott, who was a great singer, great frontman and everything, decided that he wanted to be the man, and he left the band and formed Blind Faith with a supergroup, Stevie Winwood, and it was a supergroup. There was a whole load of them came together to form Blind Faith. Left them in the lurch. They didn't have a singer, but they knew somebody called Rod Stewart, who did some pub gigs round about London.
Right.
Yeah. And Rod said, yeah, I'll do it. So, and then it got all the way to the end of that. And then Ronnie was like, I know what's going to happen here. He's going to bloody leave any minute now. So he jumped shit before anything happened. He got a farmhouse, and it's only over. I was in Landbuckland, and it's in Shropshire, just across the border from where I was. And everybody was, I remember that. Julie Christie used to hang up there. Eric Clapton went up there, and they did all Eric's stuff in that recording studio as well. Gallagher and Lyle got the start there as bands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Benny Gallagher always talks about Ronnie. Whenever he does a gig, he tells a Ronnie Lane story. So he had the idea, and I'll send you a link to this, and I'll put it up on the page as well, to take a mobile circus, complete mobile circus on the road with his own stage. He didn't even want to have a promoters to do it as well. He was going to do everything himself. So they had lion tamers, they had animals. It's back in the 70s. They had animals.
You meant an actual circus.
An actual circus. He bought the whole thing.
Wow.
All the money that he ever made went into this mad idea. They had jugglers. It was a travelling circus. The one thing they neglected to do, and I'm testament to this as well, I was a huge fan of Ronnie at the time. I knew Itchycoo Park. I knew it was him that was doing all that. And although the singers were taking the acclaim, he'd left the Faces, bought this circus with a tent, everything, and the ringmaster, the whole thing, band, and his own band, and then they were filling in between the songs and stuff like that. It was supposedly a great show. There's a documentary on it called The Passing Show. Mm-hmm. It's my favorite rock and roll documentary of all time.
Wow.
And it also tracks a very sad story of his awful disease, which he got genetically from his mum. He had MS, and you can see him declining through it. And he ended up having to sell the studio and go to America for the climate, because the climate here wasn't good for him. So he ended up making loads of friends in Texas. And when I was out in Texas, I met a lot of his friends out there as well. So it's a this side and stateside story as well. But the studio, back to the studio and our connection most recently, I was with a singer-songwriter called Matt Hill in Glossop, and we've got talking about everything to do with music. He's a real authority in music. And then he got onto the subject of his nephew, who has a really good business selling rock and roll memorabilia. And he said, he's got Ronnie Lane's studio there. They're tarting that up for sale. And I'm like, you are kidding me. Studio is in his warehouse. And I was like, gee whiz, could we get that? But so I talked to him and said, what do you think it will go for? And it's $500,000. The Stones one went for $1 million. And with Ronnie's, it'll be $500,000 or more. So I'm thinking, no, there's no way that me and my friends can afford to fundraise for that. However, Des Horsfall, it's a long story, Des Horsfall,
you never know,
who is a friend who has done 3 Ronnie Lane tribute albums, a trilogy. He spent a lot of time on it. A lot of love has gone into it, got friendly with the family. Katie Lane, who just still lives in Shropshire. I think it's still in the farmhouse. And she introduced him to Pete Townsend. Now, Ronnie had stayed friends with Pete Townsend. You know, they're all chums. And they used to all go out to the farm to get away from everything as well. So yeah, that served as a mental health relief to the rock and roll industry as well. So he was well loved for that too. Lost a fortune on the Passing Show. I mean, it had passed through Bath. And I was like, you're kidding me. When was that on? 2 weeks. I missed it by 2 weeks, but I went up to have a look. It was on the rugby ground, and there was still the inlay of the horses' hooves, and there was still some manure left over and straw and stuff. I just missed the passage, so I couldn't
Did you
believe
take some manure away with you?
I can't remember if I did. I was, but they didn't advertise it. They neglected to. They employed everything that a circus does, but not the people that went out to do the posters beforehand. So it lost them a fortune. He ended up losing his wife and living in this caravan for 2 years in Pete Townshend's garden. And they tracked all of Quadrophenia on that studio in Pete's garden.
Wow.
So Des got in touch with Pete. He got introduced to Pete. They wrote, they did a Katie Lane song about their split up together, and Katie said, "No, you have that song for the album." I said, "You sure?" I said, "Yeah, Pete says that he'll help you out with it." So, and Des is Pete? Yeah, Townsend. Really? So he ended up getting called up to Pete Townshend's place, sitting down, and they just did the guitar parts. Pete does the backing vocals and everything. So he's got on to Pete Townsend. I don't know if I should be talking about this online, but the hope is whoever buys it, that we can keep it as a studio and have it there for posterity, of course, but for the general use of the music community. Who wouldn't want to record in an analog studio?
Quite cool.
It would be very cool, wouldn't
cool.
it? So we're hoping that we can steer it into good hands, and when it does arrive with its new owner, that they put us a studio. So my hope is that anyway. We can't afford it, but we can afford to, hopefully, if the crowdfunding goes well, and it starts on Wednesday at noon, at high noon, we're going to hit the crowdfund button. Yeah, on Wednesday.
Work some out.
And you putting the $5 in already? It's not ready yet.
No, I'm doing some sums. I'm working out how much it would cost for us to raise $500,000.
Well, you never know. It might just go that way. If people think it's a good idea. Anyway, for the thing to do is to get a good going mobile base for the medicine show. Give me a bit more room. Also, give us some guest accommodation. So if the artists want to come on tour, they have a bed for the night as well. So it's going to be Airstream B&B, which I think might have a future in itself. And I can take people. Say somebody wants to go off and do Scotland for the first time, or
30,000 followers pay £16.50.
I mean, it sounds great that way.
Yeah. £16.50 each, and you got your half meal.
Yeah. It's not even a cup of coffee. Well, it's a cup of coffee and
a cake,
and a cake in some places
for two people.
For two people, £16.50. So that's what we're doing. We are launching the MMSS mobile studio appeal on Wednesday through GoFundMe, which we've had success in funding. We funded this, Fraser, together, and it went up and down America 3 times. So that's got live-in accommodation. That's got enough room to take 3 people around.
Where's that one currently?
That's at the moment it's in Calgary.
Right.
So I'm going to join. I'm told we had Ruth on the other week. That's a custodian of that one of my travel companion. She's coming off the road. Her health isn't great at the moment, so she's saying, "No, but it's all ready. You've got to do something with the furnace." So I'll need to get the heater going before the winter. Right. Knowing what a Canadian winter's like. Yeah. So we're going to head out there in the fall at the back end and get that one going, and hopefully get from Calgary across to Celtic Colours Festival in October, and then we'll keep the funding going. This is basically how it's going to work. So that shouldn't have gone like that. Sorry, Fraser. I don't know what I've done there. Sorry, everyone. All right, I'm having a little bit of a problem at this end with the size of my screen, so we'll come back to that. There'll be more news on the appeal as we go, But at the moment, I've got Fraser Anderson in the studio, who's done us a song. Shall I play the video, Fraser?
Can do.
Tell me the story about the video then.
So the video, it's for a song that I wrote with my partner Bex Baxter.
Yeah.
And we wrote the song together, and it was essentially two songs that were written 10 years apart.
Yeah.
Because I was writing a new song, and she was listening in, and I was trying to find a chorus, and she popped her head in the door, and she went, "Oh wow, I've got an old song that I think might work." And so we tried it, and it became that song. It just worked really well, and the video I made in my flat, which is just around the corner from here, and did the whole green screened an audience and a band into a small paper Italian courtyard.
It's amazing, and we're going to show the video just now. It's fabulous. It's handmade, but it doesn't look handmade. Is this a skill that you picked up during lockdown?
Yeah, pretty much. The tail end of it, yeah.
Yeah, so you weren't wasting your time. You've got that album out as well.
I wasted a fair bit of time as well. But yeah, it's a new passion. It's just it's fun. Like.
Yeah, and you got another one. I was looking at the one you got coming. Yeah, it's fabulous as well.
With an underwater bit.
Yeah, so we have got, and you got an honourable mention at the. I'll put that.
An honourable mention. I still don't know really what an honourable mention is, but it's kind of like it's not an award, is it? It's like a wee chug on the cheek.
You got a official selection, so that means that they have actually shown.
Recognized. They've just gone.
I know, but they must have shown it to somebody because it's officially selected. So it must have appeared.
Officially, so it gets an honourable mention, which is just a lovely thing to get. Like, I've never had anything from a film award kind of thing.
I know, and you're a songwriter, not a film. Well, you're a filmmaker now, it would seem. So let's play it. This is Fraser Anderson. Here in the Moose, and I'm wondering how we can't. Oh, I have to go here to play that, and here we go.
I wanna feel it all. With so many people in so many ways, as if I was only here for one more day. And I wanna touch your skin. I don't care where you've been. I wanna hold you in my arms, as if I was here for one more day. And as you're moving on, I feel that I believe.
All I want to do is love you. All I want to do is love you. Take you in my arms, caress you with my charms, and seal you in my heart forever.
But I don't wanna let you down.
All I wanna do is kiss you.
I don't wanna be
All I wanna do is kiss you.
take you in my arms and
Caress you with my charms,
if I
and
was only
seal
here
you in my heart
one more day.
forever.
And as you move on me, I feel in my bones
wanna do is love you, take you in my arms, caress you with my charms, and seal you in my heart forever.
But I don't wanna let you down.
All I wanna do is kiss you.
I don't wanna be
All
the guy
I wanna do is kiss you, take you in my heart, kiss you with my charms,
if I
and
was
seal
only
you in my heart
one more day.
forever.
If I
My heart
one more day.
forever.
As if I was only
Seal you in my heart
one more day.
forever.
As if I was
Seal
only
you in my
Just a fabulous video. Look at all those listings, and a lot of the people that were in the gig last
Yeah,
night
yeah, yeah.
were in the video.
Yeah, they were
weren't
in the video, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them more than once. Yeah, I got to wear different things.
There's you with Chuck Berry.
back to the
Keep that, might play that as well.
Yeah.
So where are we? We are here in the Moose with Fraser Anderson. We're talking about his video, which has been recognised at the London Film Festival. Is that something that you might start developing, getting into film festivals? I've seen you've had a little bit of success already.
I mean, I just love the process of it, and I've got friends that are actors.
Yeah.
And so I've got people I can ask to be involved in daft ideas, and
Yeah.
they seem so far that they've been up for
I mean, you showed me the set today.
Yeah.
And how big is it, the actual set?
Oh,
show me.
It's about
It is.
by that size.
It's that big, and it's on top of a cupboard in your kitchen.
Yeah. So my friend let us borrow his. He's got a Porsche 911, a white one.
Yeah.
And I bought a replica of that. And so
Yeah.
when we go from Beck's driving at full size,
Yeah.
shrinking down to
Yeah.
the smaller one.
Yeah.
But yeah, the process is cool.
And the budget's just about as small as well, isn't it?
It's funny, right? Because the
Or is it
budget,
bigger than that?
what's considered the low budget for film festivals, is anything under £5,000. And I worked out that I spent about 73 quid for the whole thing. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely got a talent for that, Fraser.
Thank you. We're making a proper film though.
Yeah.
We're
I think you'll go for it.
well, what we're doing, right? I had this idea. You know, if you go to YouTube
Yeah.
and you want to listen to someone's album,
Yeah.
usually what you get is you get a picture of the front
That's
cover
right.
of the album, and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And then you just hear it. And I just thought feels like a bit of an opportunity missed, because
Yeah.
you could create. Well, I'm going to create I filmed a chunk of it, create a silent film, and its purpose is to tell a story while you watch the album.
Yeah.
And
Will that be custom made for an album or for your album?
It might not be. It might be a collection of songs from the 5 albums I've done
Ah,
that help
okay,
to weave
yeah,
a narrative
yeah.
to tell the story.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just kind of fun
Yeah.
getting stuck into
Yeah.
how can we tell a story here?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
cool.
Well, we're making up stories and you're singing them, and
Yeah.
why not have visuals as well? It is a visual age. Part of the reason for getting out and about and doing these and doing broadcasts and trying to get a mobile studio for ourselves as well. Cool. So you got your guitar. I want to talk about that show that you did last night, but I'm going to set up a bit of video that I shot from the show.
Right.
And I really want to talk about the band you've got. I
Yeah.
Right onto Effingham Road.
don't want to talk about how to get here. Which that is. Sorry, folks. Let's turn that off. So we're in the Moose. We'll talk about all of that with Fraser in just a minute. Would you give us a song? Could you give us one off the new album? Is that okay?
Sure.
Walk northwest on Leopold Road towards Effingham Road.
I just decided to do that. Right, so I think we're all sound for that. And what I'll do is I'll set up the cover song that you did last night, I think. which I thought was it's nice when you get a cover that you actually
Do you want me to play the cover?
No, I'm setting that up with video.
Let me just check my right.
So guys, yeah, welcome along. If you have, we've got a bit of time yet. If you've got a question, there's a chat frame here, and we can do this. Throw up a graphic that says, any questions, please comment, and welcome to the show. It's all here, and Fraser will answer, do his best to answer any comments. And
Well, people can ask questions.
yeah, and they might even have requests, and some, but please do. If you can, that's where you do it. Not every page, the comment window actually works, I've found out on Restream, but good amount of them, so please do consider that. And thanks for listening. Thanks for spending your Monday night evening with us. It's very much appreciated.
You're going to tell them what you did today on your electric scooter?
Yeah, fine. You tuned up yet?
Sorry. I'm
we
doing my best.
We did a bucket list moment. I've overthought this, but I just thought, they've got in Bristol, it's a marvellous thing. Everybody's scooting around on scooters, and they're all charged up, ready for you to pick up. You pick them up on your app, and they take out, what was it today, £5 to go around Bristol and have a look at all the sites.
About that. Would you like to be top up?
I will do. So that's what we did, and we went on to the Clifton Suspension Bridge, and if you want to see that, it's on my personal Facebook page. So we had a bit of fun with that today, scooting around.
You did a wheelie.
I didn't. I just about let it go underneath me.
Looked like a wheelie.
It felt a wee bitty, but you were sliding around with your back wheel spinning.
I've been on them a lot though. they're fun when you start to get get used to them.
Yeah. So they're all scooting around Bristol, and Bristol's kind of, I think, have you noticed that the roads aren't so busy because people are actually using those? Would that be a...
Roads are still quite busy.
They are still quite busy.
At certain times, yeah.
But
I think that's one of the reasons why they've started the idea of having them.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you just jump on one of them instead of having to park a car somewhere? You just pull them out, didn't you?
They are very cool. It's difficult to get parked sometimes.
Yeah.
That can be frustrating. You go somewhere and there's not enough space to park it, so then you find another spot, and you end up getting closer and closer back to where you started, trying to find somewhere to park it.
So yeah, we're in Bristol. This is Fraser's hometown these days.
Right beside St Andrew's Park.
We are indeed.
If anybody's got biscuits, come and bring them.
So what you're going to do, Fraser? I'll go and set up.
I'm going to do a song called "What Kind of Man."
Yeah.
Which is it's a song about, if you're with someone for a long time and then you find out that they're in a new relationship with someone that's not been very nice to them, and part of you is thinking, should I care? Should I still have feelings about, I don't want that person to be harmed? I still care enough to kind of make sure that they're being kind of looked after and they're all right, and I suppose it just questions what the role of a man is now in situations that are, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a strange situation to find yourself in.
Conflict. Yeah. So
I just thought, I'm not sure what to do with that, so I wrote a song. That's how I chose to deal with it.
That'll tell them, eh? That'll sort of
You do that again, will you?
So okay, I'm gonna go find that cover song next. We're with Fraser Anderson in this. Loving it. Thanks, Fraser.
There'll always lace for you somewhere in my heart, even after all the days that I woke up in the dark. You could have told me, 'cause things we try sometimes don't do so well. And you sounded lonely, but only when you opened up could I begin to tell. But what kind of man would I be if I let the sky think this was alright? I just couldn't sleep in my bed if one hair in your head was hard. I can't sit here and wait till you fall. I don't know at all what I'll do if I find out that he hurt you. If I find out that he hurt you. There'll always be a place for you somewhere in my heart. Even though you help me to slowly fall apart. You give me something, holding on just doesn't choose goodbye. And you were the one thing that picked me up high and dry. But what kind of man would I be if I let this guy think this was alright? I just couldn't sleep in my bed if one hair in your head was hard. I can't sit here and wait till you fall. I don't know at all what I'll do if I find out that he hurt you. Ooh, if I find out that he hurt you. Ooh, so what kind of man would I be if I let this guy think this was alright? I just couldn't sleep in my bed if one hair in your head was hard. I can't sit here and wait till you fall. I don't know what I'll do if I find out that he hurt you. If I find out that he hurt you. If I find out that he hurt you. If I find out that he hurt you.
Very nice. Yeah, I think you worked that one out, Fraser. That's something about songwriting, eh? You get to work out your thoughts.
Therapy.
Is it therapy?
I think so. I just started therapy about 2 weeks ago.
Didn't lead you into that, but
No, but it does.
Yeah.
It is a bit like that.
Yeah.
I've never actually done proper therapy
Yeah.
until now.
well, I was at and we were talking about this earlier, but for the audience, I was at a conference in Ireland, and we'll just say hello to Mary as well. She's listening in Donegal, and one word answer everything. Class.
Well, you can.
She says.
Can you? Oh, these are right. So people
Yeah.
are right.
Yeah.
You can't actually talk to them.
No,
Right,
well, you
text.
can talk to them, but they can't talk back.
Or we can't hear them.
Yeah.
What did she say?
Class.
Oh, that's nice.
Thanks, Mary.
Thank
Mate,
you, Mary.
thanks for being with us. So yeah, if you've got any questions for Fraser, you can copy them down in the comment. I was saying that they actually employed a music therapist and had panels for musicians, tailored for musicians, and how to cope with the daily day-to-day rigors of exposing your soul, I suppose. Is that? It's not too hard.
What to
As a songwriter,
find that balance of
Yeah.
courage and vulnerability.
yeah.
It's easy.
Is it?
Oh, it's just walk in the park. It's a weird one. It's really hard. I it's like, because you got to. It's the same with songwriting, because you've got to not try, but try really hard
Yeah,
at the same time.
Yeah.
But then not try at all.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all the background stuff. How do you find time to actually sing and do the songwriting these days? Because you're
Well,
you're
that's
running
what
a
we
cottage
were
industry.
talking about
really, aren't you?
earlier. I've kind of decided to do a bit of a shift on that, because
Yeah.
it was starting to.
you know, I was getting myself into a bit of a tiz with the whole thing, and
Yeah.
getting about numbers, and I was losing the love for it,
Yeah.
and my joy was slipping out of it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going back to community and playing music and
Yeah.
writing music and being with people that I love to be with,
Yeah.
and getting back to that old school way.
Well, you've got every opportunity to do that because it's the folks that love your music that are coming out.
Yeah.
And they're keeping in touch with you on networks like this and
Yeah.
Facebook and
Yeah.
that sort of stuff as well. Supporting everything that you do. Of which we can talk about the gig last night.
Sure.
Because it was mostly friends in last night, was it?
It was lovely.
Did you know everybody?
No, not everybody.
Yeah.
I knew a good
Interesting.
chunk of them.
Yeah. Because you've been in Bristol how long now?
Nearly 9
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the following that you built out, sold out that quite easily. Yeah, could have done with a bigger venue, I think.
Could have done, but I wasn't really sure how ticket sales were going to go, and I wanted to have I wanted to do that tiny little venue.
Yeah.
It's like an old Scottish folk club.
Yeah, it was.
It was more of a.
I remember meeting up with you in Geneva as well, in a similar sort. Remember? I know. Just throw that in. Just throw that in. On the road with the medicine show. There's Fraser Anderson. We just showed up at the door.
That was funny. I remember I tried to do that. Was the last time I played a harmonica.
Oh, hello.
Because I tried one of them frame things.
Oh, you did?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was a disaster.
I
think I got halfway through a solo and I just let it fall on the floor.
I can't remember that.
No.
So, but I was saying there was another small little listening room, 30, 40 people in, everybody intent on the songs. So the idea, because of stuff like this, would be that you could drop in anywhere and do that with this new album out.
Yeah, that'd be
So you
great.
would have lost a bit of momentum with the 2 years that you had to stay off the road, really.
What
With just
COVID? And,
yeah.
Well, I mean, everyone was in the same boat.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I started doing music videos. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, after that as well. I was advised to stay off social media, to just stop doing any social media whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then
Is this why your therapist?
And then come back with a bang. That was my ex-manager's idea.
Oh Jesus!
And
I think that was it.
And it took me a while to figure out that might not have been the best idea.
Yeah, I don't think it was. Anyway, let's cut to the gig last night. Very beautiful gig in the Fringe in Bristol. Very beautiful venue. Always got music on every night of the week. Little back room where the ticketed events happen. We'll cut over to that now, and then when we come back, we'll talk a bit more about the band, because I love your band.
Me too.
100 miles an hour, 500, just to be the man that rolls 1,000 miles. When I wake up, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man that wakes up next to you. And if I go out, well, I know I'm gonna be the man that goes along with you. And if I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man that gets drunk next to you. And if I haver, well, I know I'm gonna be the man that's havering to you. And I would walk 500 miles an hour, 500 miles, just to be the man that rolls 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. And I would walk 500 miles an hour, 500 miles, just to be the man that rolls 1,000 miles. When I'm working, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man that's working hard for you. And when the money comes in for the work I do, I'll pass almost every penny on to you. When I come home, well, I know I'm gonna be the man that comes back home to you. And when I grow old, well, I know I'm gonna be the man that's growing old with you. And I would walk 500 miles an hour, 500 miles, just to be the man that rolls rose 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man that rose 1,000 miles.
It's going to sound great. There you go, wonderful ambience in a fantastic venue for Fraser Anderson's album launch last night with a very famous song. What brought you to choosing that? Because it's a song
500 miles.
Yeah,
Well, they're from Edinburgh. They're from
yeah,
my
yeah, it's
hometown.
close enough.
And it's kind of the lyrics. It's a gorgeous love song. But
Yeah.
the way they sing it, it's not like the most romantic
Yeah,
sounding.
yeah.
You know, you can't imagine them kind of snuggling and getting the baby oil out, can you? Do you know what I mean?
Not until you said that. Now I can't imagine anything else. Yeah. You know what I like about a good cover song?
Yeah.
You get to listen to the song that has become kind of part of your existence
Yeah.
in a different way, and that's what you've done with that. I think it's like, oh, okay, that's the song I should have been listening to, or it's that
Well,
side
I
of the
think
song.
It's such a good song that even just slowing it down,
Yeah.
so you can actually hear the words, and
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
does it.
And did you resist going da 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 da?
Yeah, I didn't want to do that.
Of course you did. With Fraser here in the mist. Thanks for joining us, guys. Again, any questions, you can pop them in the comment window, in the window that you are viewing on. That was taken from the album. What's the name of the album, Fraser?
All We Are.
All We Are. It is available on all Spotify and all digital outlets.
Well, it's available to buy from our website first of all,
Before we start
going down that
giving it away. And
it looks like that.
Oh yeah. And can I suggest,
Is that a bit dark? Is that a bit dark?
have a look at Fraser's videos as well. Join the YouTube because there's some amazing things that are going to come out in video from the album, so that'll help the album go along as well. Apart from the fact you're going to get how many gigs have you got now?
I think currently we've got about maybe 7 or 8 booked in, but we're looking to just keep going and build on that.
Today.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah. So
cool.
you're gonna go and see some friends of ours as well. So I'll be doing that as we go.
I'd love
Just
to
letting
book
people-
some dates back home. Like,
Yeah, it's
do some
Scotland.
Scottish dates. Yeah, I'd love to do that.
So that house concerts, please do. You know, the Medicine Show is the home of the house concert, and listening room gigs for these fabulous singer-songwriters that we're working for. That's what we're looking to do as much as possible. So up and about. I booked another gig this week in Llanfachlin for Tom Mason, who I'm going to try and get on the show next week. He's the Blue Buccaneer, and we've got a tour coming together around about that as well. So yeah, we'll shoot you some names.
Nice.
And point you in the right direction.
Thank you.
Fraser, what's next? What's the next gig? You're in London. You've got a big gig.
Well, I'm playing at Leamington Spa the next weekend at a place called the Temperance with John Parker.
Yeah.
So we're the two of us. He's my bass player, so we're doing that, just the two of us.
That's your bass player in the band.
Yeah.
Tell us about John. What's his background?
So John started out playing. He was half of a band called Nizlopi, who had a huge number. Was it number one? It was certainly a huge hit. I can't remember how long ago. It was quite a while ago, called the JCB song. Do you remember that?
I don't. Was it a novelty song?
It was about a little boy, and he rides in his dad's JCB, or his dad's tractor on his way to work or something, and
It's ringing bells. Yeah.
it's a lovely song anyway. That was huge. So he's been on Top of the Pops a few times,
Excellent.
and he played with Ed Sheeran because Ed Sheeran was a huge Nizlopi fan. He's always said that that Nizlopi were his biggest inspiration. And John recently did a charity. He likes doing like long distance runs, like marathons and stuff, and he did something for a charity, and Ed Sheeran threw 10 grand into his.
Yeah.
So they're him and Ed are
Wonder if
good pals.
Wonder if Ed fancies a recording studio he used to belong to. Ronnie Lane.
Who knows?
Who knows? We'll throw that one out to the universe. Yeah. So that was a lucky find. Where did you two hook up together?
My drummer. He said I've got this bass player. He's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Well, if a drummer's going to say that about a bass player, you listen, don't you?
Yeah.
Because they tend to not over exaggerate about how good a bass player is.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's the rhythm section sorted. Now your guitarist who opened up for you with a beautiful set, and I've got something to play from her on a future show.
Yeah.
Her name is Holly Carter.
That's right.
She's got a singer-songwriter thing going herself,
Mm-hmm.
but she's probably the world's only female pedal steel guitar player.
I don't know of any others.
I'm